Hey, what is up? It's Crusade, and today marks the day that we start with the killers here for me. And I'm going to be starting with the Wraith because it's my least favorite, mainly because it's the least effective killer at the moment. But I didn't want to, I wanted to make sure that I covered every killer, so we will be talking about him. And real quick, I will talk about the dev team's Twitch Q&A that was held on Thursday, because they did acknowledge some changes that they're going to be putting in a patch coming up. One is actually, well, it's going to buff all the killers because it's a nerf to the survivors, and it's mainly going to buff the Wraith. And that they're addressing window cheesing, essentially, and this is speculation on my part, but I believe they're going to be adding in some sort of stamina feature with jumping through a window, so you can, once you jump through a window, it'll be put on cooldown. Again, that's pure speculation, but the way they were talking about it, that's kind of what I was feeling like, what they were going to be doing. So this is really going to help the Wraith, because, in comparison to the other two killers, the Wraith, his special ability, it helps him get in there and get close to the survivors, but once you're actually engaged and chasing down and trying to actually connect your weapon with the survivor's back, your special ability doesn't help you at all. It's just there. And, with the Hillbilly, you can always be threatening to rev your chainsaw, and with the Trapper, if you have good trap placement, your traps are always going to be there, threatening to, entrap a survivor, because you could always, try and herd them into your traps and whatnot. But again, the Wraith, his special ability, once you get in there, it's dead. So, Wraith again, my least favorite, and it is very important with the Wraith to have really good fundamentals and just being good at basic chase downs. So looking forward to that patch. Window cheesing, it is really never good to be able to feel safe when a killer is, right there in front of you, so this will negate that, and I'm looking forward to that patch. Alright, so I haven't played Killer, so I don't have any perks, so I'm unfortunately not going to be able to go over that. I will quickly go over a couple of things, I guess. I don't have any perks. I have Unrelenting, which is fine. But there is, all the character-specific perks for Wraith are not very good. Again, the wiki information is going to be in the description, so look there if you want to look up character-specific stuff. But for the Wraith, I would just pass right over him, to be honest, unless you have nothing else. There's actually a couple of big mandatory killer perks, in my opinion, and that is No One Escapes Death rank 3. Rank 2 and 1 are negligible, and you could skip over them. But once you get rank 3 with No One Escapes Death, put that on and never take it off, because once the exit gates are opened, you're going to be able to one-hit down anyone with your normal attack. So that is incredibly good. And then the other mandatory, in my opinion, is I think it's called Iron Grasp, and it makes it way harder for the survivors to wiggle free when you have them on your back. The percentage numbers are pretty big, so it buys you a lot of extra time to get someone on a hook, and you're going to be able to cover a lot more ground on the map to get to a further away hook, or if you want to even try and go for your basement. So, really good perks. Alright, so I'm going to try and get in a couple games here, and this gameplay footage isn't going to be the best. It's because like I said, the Wraith is going to be mostly about the fundamentals and basics, so there's not going to be much strategy involved, but hopefully you enjoy regardless. Okay, so a bunch of rank 20s, probably because, I'm rank 20 because I haven't played Killer yet, but I already get a little intro bug here. You can actually stealth while you're just sitting here, where the camera's supposed to be panning around you. I don't know. It's a weird little bug. Okay, so when I first go stealth, at the very beginning, you kind of want to play like a survivor, because, the survivors are stealthy, so when you're playing the Wraith, you want to be stealthy too. And so I go stealth, and I actually just skim the outside here, because, again, when you're a survivor, and you're on an objective or whatever, you're looking towards the center of the map, because normally that's where the main activity of the killers are. again, I explained this in a previous video where most of the killer's activity is going to be in the center because of the patrolling routes. But I mean, we get lucky here. We quickly find a survivor that was on that generator, and using scratch marks, we find that survivor that was hiding over there. He's going around the right side, so I try to cut him off on the left, and he happens to run right into me here. So that's a little handy. He definitely should have been keeping a better eye on me, see where I was going. And of course a convenient hook. Okay, so when a survivor's on a hook and you're Wraith, I mean, you could go stealth to really bait someone out, but this is the first survivor hooked, and that's pretty important. So I like to scour the area. Definitely do not go stealth here, especially on the first survivor hooked. You definitely want to try and be defending the survivor as best you can. So I'm scouring the immediate area to make sure no one's hiding around to sort of jump on him. Of course, you can't 100% rely on that because, I mean, someone could hide pretty well. But once I feel like no one's in the immediate vicinity, then you just kind of have to cover the approach to the hook. As I'm kind of just like looking out to the distance here, just to see if I see anyone pushing up that's going to try and go for this unhook. So just taking my time, because you definitely want to try and get this first survivor down. Whatever. And I try to, you know, juke a little bit with this cloak. Maybe it'll draw someone out. And I'm like, alright, there's no one left, so actually I go ahead and do cloak here. And quite unfortunately, this guy starts running for it. So as you can see, being cloaked, not good on first player hooks. Of course, that pallet there made my life miserable. Scratch marks everywhere and I mean, when they're like that, it's kind of hard to see where they actually go, but I do pick up on them a little bit here. I'm going to find him. Tons of pallets in this area, though. Following these scratch marks, but I see the scratch marks on the side of that building there, so I'm thinking maybe he went into the building, but that's probably not the case. And I'm really fed up. I'm not really interested in wasting more of my time looking for this guy. I do go on top of the hill real quick to see if I can spot, but I don't catch anything, so we really want to get back to generator defense, because they already have 2 up and I still have 4 players alive. So finally, chase sequence is kind of over, so I finally go back into stealth. So my special ability not really helping me too much, except for the first time I used it at the beginning of the game. We see blood on the ground right there. That's a giveaway. I thought maybe he's running to the tree lines, but he's actually running from the tree lines. And yeah, he's on there on that generator. Quickly grab him there. And of course there's a hook right here, so... And this guy was already in struggle state when he got unhooked, so he's instantly dead here. Because, of course, there's the initial I can escape phase, then the struggle state, and then death. And once you get rehooked, it automatically puts you in the next state. We saw a little marker over there by the bus, so we're going to check that out. And of course, we can come around this corner, and they didn't have a visual on us, so of course they don't know we're coming. And get a free hit, more or less. I mean, Claudette there. I'm getting way too many pallets on this map. So I'm spending a lot of time breaking pallets here, and she's knocking over so many pallets, like a wrecking ball over there. So I'm just like, alright, fine. I mean, we know there's another player over there, Dwight, and since I'm preoccupied, he thinks it's safe to get back on here, turn away from that flashlight, and get a hit in. Because we knew he was going to go back to that, because he knew in his mind that I was preoccupied, and that generator's close to done, so definitely want to be a little vigilant. Connected on him there. Of course, the game, half the game thought I didn't connect, the other half thought I did, so I didn't get the cooldown with rubbing the blade on my wrist there. Just another, I think it's more desynchronization than a bug. But gonna be able to get him on a hook. and we have a player injured, so second player hooked is, I mean, they're definitely going to be slowing down the generators, because if a player is going to be trying to unhook this guy, I mean, there's only one player left alive, and he can't do all the generators by himself, so we're pretty content to sit here. I go cloak, and that's a mistake because he can just unhook him for free there. And he's completely aware of me, so we're just going to go ahead and uncloak because it's not helping me at this point. Looking for him a little bit here. So many pallets around here. Thought about breaking that one. I'm going to go ahead and break these. Clear the area a little bit. You definitely don't want pallets just laying around. You definitely want to make it easier for yourself later in the game. Okay, see scratch marks around here. And yeah, we heard that closet, and I thought maybe it was someone going in, but of course it was Dwight. He was hiding in the closet and he came out, but I didn't realize that, so I thought someone else was in the vicinity. And I'm just leaving him on the ground there as I look for this person. And there is another person there, so that is handy. And we're just going to leave Dwight on the ground there because if the third player goes to heal him, then he's not doing generators. I'm chasing this guy. That guy's on the ground. There's no one doing generators if I just leave him on the ground to chase this guy. So we are completely covered. And we do not even have to worry about generators. We're like doing work right now. So really good situation right here. And of course if he doesn't go for the heal on the other guy, then and he's working on generators, I mean, then we can just pick him up later and get a double hook here. I mean, he's still not healed, that other guy, Dwight. So looking pretty good. And of course, as soon as I hook this guy, he could get rescued. I mean, like as soon as I leave, but I mean, we want to try and get this other guy on the hook too. I mean, kind of double backing a little bit just to try and be a little vigilant here. Decide to go cloak, and I should be looking for the downed guy, but I guess I figure that it's kind of not worth looking for someone that I may not be able to find, and it's probably better just to keep an eye on someone where I know where they're at. Okay, we see blood drips there, so yeah, we see him crawling there. So I do end up spotting him, and we're going to take the time to go put him on a hook. Of course, no sign of the injured Claudette running around quite yet. And luckily these hooks are pretty close together, and I've already broken a lot of the pallets that were surrounding this area, so I mean, pretty good situation, except the fact that I'm a Wraith, and hooking or protecting hook survivors as a Wraith it's a pain. They're most likely gonna get unhooked, especially, you know, I'm looking for this guy. He's injured. I should be able to hear him, but yeah, he does get the one unhook on that player. Stealth really doesn't help in the defense against a hooked player, so I'm just gonna stay on stealth because I know where this guy's at. See him running over here. And I mean, I've already broken like all these pallets. Oh, looks like there's a couple more here. Ugh. Pallet kill count climbing here in this match. I don't think I actually saw where he went right there, so you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and kill another pallet. Content with that. And go cloak, because, I mean, we're done with chasing. I lost him. Definitely shouldn't have lost him, but, I mean, you look down to the pallet for a couple seconds, and you can lose track of them pretty easily if they duck out of view really quick. But, you know, we're just going to go ahead and be stealth kind of try and stay out of line of sight, just like a survivor would do, and stay on the defense of these generators. Of course, that generator on that porch of that house, pretty easy to spot because it's kind of out there in the open, so you can just kind of look from afar and see if any survivors are on it. I do want to pay a little more attention to the school bus generator because I know it's almost done, but I don't want to neglect the other ones either. So I mean, I could do like what I was doing at the beginning of the match and be like on the outside and really look for the survivors, but I am really concerned about generator defense. I'm more so concerned about it, but we spot blood on the ground, so yeah, he actually didn't notice me right away, so he made a huge mistake not dropping that pallet, and I make a huge mistake by missing him twice. I haven't played killer in a while, so yeah, I don't know, no real excuse there. Tried to be a little agile there, but that's kind of where I shine. When someone tries to zigzag or something, I can pretty quick on that, but it was judging on the swing length there. Alright, so he's on a full hit timer. The last guy is, I mean, he should be an instant death on hook. But here's something like a bit of a mind games. I know that this player unhooked the other guy, so it kind of leaves this guy that's last man standing. He kind of has a debt to repay, this player, so I'm a bit more vigilant because I think that that player has sort of that debt in mind, and that he's going to be a bit more risky trying to save this Claudette here. But I'm like, maybe he doesn't go for it. But I mean, that is something to keep in mind. If a player gets hooked, they get rescued, and the player that rescued him got hooked, keep in mind that they might be a bit more aggressive on the unhooking because of that debt that they have. So again, just scouring the area. Really trying to, I mean, I should be able to hear him if he's close because he's injured, but I mean, I really have no clue where he's at. So just trying to keep an ear on the generators and just keep an ear out because I know he's injured. Finally decided to go back to cloak because that other player was finally sacrificed. And there's a spot in here. Yep, the trapdoor is right here inside this. This is the special building for this map, so definitely check the special building first. I'm like, oh, well, maybe he's going to go for that. And he's making a run for it, but I grab him right before he can hop in it. So I'm sure he's not quite happy. He's not wiggling here as I take him into the basement, so he's probably not too happy about that. Because he was baiting that trapdoor, and I kind of identified that a little bit. And if you grab him in the trapdoor, I mean, well, that's game. So, not too much strategy. I mean, there was some interesting situations, but more or less pretty straightforward. I'm going to get one more game in. It's going to be pretty much more the same, but I do want to fully cover the Wraith, so let's go ahead and get in that next game. Alright, so new game here, and again we got that camera bug, so I'm just able to stealth right away here. And then we're going to go ahead and look for our initial survivor. Again, I want to kind of be a little stealthy and play just like the survivors, and so I start hugging the very wall of the map. And we hear this, someone taking this generator, and look, they don't even know I'm here at all, because guarantee you this person was looking the completely opposite direction that I was actually in. So you definitely want to be a little cheeky like that as the Wraith to get that initial surprise attack. Get a hit on him, but I shouldn't have lost him there, but I did. And I see this guy messing up over here, so I'm like, alright, let's go over here, and I don't know what's going on with this guy, but he's lagging pretty bad. I don't know if it was like bad connection to Steam or what, because I'm not lagging or anything, so something going on his end. It's pretty unfortunate. More or less a free kill. Because, I mean, he's trying to jump through that window, but it looked like he's lagging so bad he couldn't even do that. Other guy I hit, healed up, but we're gonna hit that guy. And I'm not really sticking too close because this approach is kind of open and he's already dead. He might have left. He probably left the game or disconnected. Didn't. I wouldn't want to play it like that either. So, but we spot this guy over here on the tree lines. So, and when you're on the tree lines and you get caught way out here, it's a really bad place to get caught as a survivor because there's no pallets out here, no windows. I mean, but so I juked him a little bit, got a hit on him, and I don't know, I must have been tired or something because I keep losing these guys. But I figured, whatever. I mean, he had a med kit, so he'll be able to heal himself, but we don't want to waste too much time looking around. Check this generator. Oh, he's up there in the bus. He's waiting. Yeah, we know he's going to jump through that window, so we don't want to commit too much. And then he runs over to this window. And I try to get him through here, through this little gap. I try a little bit more for experimentation, but it doesn't look like he can hit him like that. I feel like he should be able to, but wasn't able to do it. And this guy, I mean, utilizing windows a lot is really good against the Wraith. I try to get him a little bit, and I start to leave. I go cloak, and actually, I'm going to come back here because if he sees me cloak and leave, and then I go behind line of sight, and I approach this really cautiously and come up behind it here. I mean, he was on that generator, I had no idea he was approaching. Unfortunately, he's way too close to that window, so... And I approached kind of from the wrong angle. It was like the stealthier approach, but it did allow him for him to get back to that window pretty easy, so I'm like, alright, just stealth again. And I'm going to double back again, because they're still at 5 generators. I feel like I have a lot of time to burn. See, he's still at that window, so gonna go behind here, wait a little bit. They did finally get 1 generator down. I know this guy really wants to get this generator, so I come back, approach a little more cautiously. There he is. Surprise him again. I block a little bit. He is able to leave that pallet, so I'm going to break that really fast because I don't want him utilizing that in the future. And you can't deny him jumping through a window by jumping through it yourself, so I'd go ahead and do that. And that's actually the best angle to do it in because it takes him a really long time to get to that window, and I get a hit on him. I already know he's used his med kit, so he's going to be injured unless a teammate gets to him. And I think I'm actually satisfied with that. Plus I got another lead, and it's behind line of sight, so I'm going to be able to sneak up on him pretty well here. He's going in the bus, so yeah. Preemptively leave that. I swing way too early here. Definitely misjudging my attacks, but I end up getting him there. Cooldown on the blade again. Oh, we spot him going to the left here. And then we hear him, he's injured. And just a bit of chase down going on. Listening for his grunts. And then just making sure we follow him. Decide to cut through the window here. Thought maybe he'd jump down, but I decided to chase. Yeah, he's waiting a little too much, so we get him on the drop down. And we hear this guy injured as well, so we're going to start chasing him instead of getting the other guy on a hook. Same exact situation in game 1, and I get him down as well. So that was the same situation in the other game. I chase the other guy, leave that guy down, because I know if the third guy comes to help the other guy, then there's no one on generators. So getting the first survivor down is really important, and of course I got lucky with the laggy guy, but we're going to get this guy on a hook here. And I do go back to look for this other guy, and I don't really find him right away. And of course, you know, that guy gets unhooked, because I just completely pretty much left it. But we see that they leave that area the scratch marks on the right side, so able to chase him down thanks to those scratch marks once again. I have no idea why I swung there. I was really tired when I did this. That wasn't even like a misjudgment. That was just like, maybe I slipped or something. Who knows? I don't even bother going up there because, yeah, he's so focused on getting away. And I'm able to get a hit before he lays on that pallet. That's really good. And I shouldn't have lost this guy here, but I mean, while I was breaking that pallet, again, that's the downside to breaking pallets. You look down, you buy some time, then you get out of line of sight. And I mean, you can lose them quite easily. If you do lose them like that, I mean, you don't want to waste too much time just searching the area for him. You do want to get back to generator defense pretty quickly. Plus, I know there's a guy downed out there somewhere. He's crawling around, but he's bled out quite a bit, so he could have gotten pretty far. But yeah, we heard this guy working on his generator, so sneak up on him, and he got stuck there a little bit or something. So another easy down. And I overlook that this hook is right here, but do get him on it. He's already at struggle state, so that's pretty good. The other guy got brought back up, so we know that the other two guys are off somewhere. And I'm scouring the area a little bit. Probably not the best decision, but I really do want this guy to get sacrificed. I see them, you can see them healing up. See him go to full health and that guy go to full health. So I really know that they're not in the immediate vicinity, so scouring the area is kind of like a waste. But I do really want this guy to get sacrificed, so I'm just taking some extra precautions, I guess. So once he's out of the picture, oh, we hear footsteps, yeah. And he tried to go for a last second, but they weren't able to get him off of there, so that's good. And I get them both re-injured. But we're gonna go ahead and chase this guy. He's heading for the bus, so I'm like, if I can spot the other guy, I'd rather go for him, but fortunately he doesn't utilize this bus area at all, so we're not in bad shape chasing this guy. He gets cut off a little bit there because he wasn't really aware of my position. And the last guy, it's looking pretty grim for him. I mean, he's injured, so he can't really stalk the hook again, so I mean, it's probably best if he goes for the trap door, so I'm thinking that's probably what he's gonna do. I mean, that is what happened in the first game. I think it was the same exact situation, and the last guy went for the trap door, and we know it was actually the same map, I believe, and so it could be very well in that building. So we're going to keep that in mind. Luckily that building's not too far from this hook. I don't see him, I don't hear him. The thing is, since I know he's injured, I can just keep staring at the hooked survivor and walk backwards out a little bit. Keep an eye on the survivor and use my ears to kind of scout out for the last injured survivor. And I do hear him eventually here. And I'll figure out that, yep, he's up here. And I should get this chase down. Try to do a little sneaky move. And we catch him on the window. That's why windows aren't that great if the killer's way too close. And he can just grab you. So, I mean, this looks like game, at least. Pretty sure this is game. However, completely undermine the fact that the other guy's still on the hook, so he doesn't instantly get sacrificed. And yeah, he jumps off the hook. And I completely was not expecting that, so I have to get him again. This guy is way too squirrely. Look at these moves. So we're gonna have to do another chase down in this house. And the trapdoor, I mean, we didn't see it locked there, but it was there. Okay, so I made a little cut there because the trapdoor was there, and I was really worried about him just hopping in it because I knew he was right there, so I figured he maybe heard it and saw it, and that he was just waiting for an opportunity to jump in it, but that wasn't the case, so I spent a lot of time just sitting there. So cut that out, and eventually, and if he gets a generator, I mean, he's going to reveal his position, and so I just really want to guard this trapdoor. But I mean, eventually I am just gonna spot, I don't know, looking back at the footage, I don't know how I spot him here, but I do spot him off in the distance. And so we're just going ahead. He probably doesn't realize that I've spotted him, and I just beeline straight towards him and to get him down once again. But I mean, since he's the last player alive gets instantly sacrificed if you get him on a hook, so this time we don't have to worry. He would have been put in struggle state anyway because I already hooked him before, so that is 100% being blocked out. And that is the Wraith, as you can see, mostly just, I mean, the initial stealth, and then it's just all just chase down and trying to juke and not get juked and landing your hits. That's all there is to the Wraith. I mean, he's pretty weak now because of that, because window hopping, window cheesing, or whatever you want to call it, is so strong against him, but hopefully the window cheese nerf is going to empower the Wraith a little bit more. And we're going to be moving on to the Hillbilly next, and I can't wait, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.